science guy. Science guy.
Welcome back to another Brew Spy the Magic Guy. I'm your host, Sean, and today we're going to be playing a very greedy four-color version of Hogak. I'm calling it Crabgaak Bridgevine. What's up, Amber? How's it going, Jade? Let's play some Magic. So, I made up my mind. I did see your questions about the previous list. Boggles? Yeah, I mean, you might have made me disappointed too. No, I'm kidding. I mean, it's a fine choice. Amber, I don't. If you enjoy it, that's what matters. He prefers Boggles to Tron, but he's an evil person. So we added a blue splash. I'm hoping the blue splash does a couple things for us. One, it gives us a slightly more useful couple of sideboard choices. So I've been playing against tons of Ravenous Traps and Surgical Extractions. I think that the Dispels will actually be really sweet. Yeah, I keep this. But I also think more importantly, remember how we spent like a whole stream trying to figure out a better way to find the altars? I don't think that at this time there exists a really nice mana efficient option, right? We tried like even the vessel, right? We tried vessels or whatever in green. So I think Hedron Crab is just going to be nice for helping us see this part of the deck more often, and I guess the Gravecrawlers too. Like we're happy. Let's see, if we turn over, we get value out of Crab turning over this 23. That's a ton of cards. So I actually think that the Crabs will be kind of sweet. They're also a 1-drop for Vengevine. So I don't think they're as bad as I think that they might be. Question mark. Case in point, if I had a Crab right here, I wouldn't be able to cast it because I have both the Blackcleave Cliffs. Opponent takes Carrion Feeder here. Or they take Neonate. If they take Neonate, then I can't put the bridge in the yard. Yes, I take Neonate. So that's probably the better option. Just leave me with the feeder. Let's lead out this Gravecrawler. Oh, fairies. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if they really have the tools to fight us. But what do I know? My hand got a lot worse when I lost the Neonate. He's going to ninja in. No? No ninja? Ninja. Nice. So he's actually playing the ninjas list. No, ninja's sweet. Being a 2/3 is relevant here as well. Yeah, that's fair, Amber. Yeah, and rest in peace, Stony Silence. There's plenty of reasons to get that tasty sideboard. Ooh, we just get to hardcast this Vengevine into his cryptic command. So he wants to stutter Sprite to block the feeder. What were you playing, Jade? That would make me sad too. I'm assuming a big mana deck is what you were playing. Still getting in there with the infiltrator. I like it. Better off with the Vengevine in my hand actually, just because of how things have shaken out. I mean, I could looting again. Get a Bloodghast in the yard. The Planebound Accomplice deck. I have a list for that, Jade, that I was working on. Snapdap Caster. We're gonna lose our bridges though. He's gonna chump the feeder. Yeah, I've got a list for that. I was on a brewing stint this weekend or this weekend. I wasn't able to stream because Father's Day and stuff, but which I mean, I was happy to be with family. I think as much as it seems like I'm trying to grind lately, oh, these are not loading though all the way. I'll just put it in chat for you, Jade. Give that a try. Give that a look. Yeah, so we lose the bridge, but opponent's on 7. Drew the crab. It's very possible there's another mana lake here. Is this a cryptic? Yikes. Yeah, so like the combo exactly. So there's Curio, there's also a Tron, or there's a Karn Curio as well. So there's one as a Goblin Engineer target, and I don't know why these cards aren't loading. It's bothering me. But yeah, I have it in the main board as a Goblin Engineer target, and I have it in the Karn board as a Karn Wish target. And I mean, like both of the Planeswalkers we talked about, right? You said Xenagos, but like Chandra and Koth being enablers. All right, so another Cryptic. But now we're going to get the altar through. They're going to be tapped, though, is the problem. Could maybe go off through this board state. What are we looking for? The Bloodghast are pretty free, too. There's the Hogak. Still have not found Bridge. We did not find a Bridge. Oh, whoops. Meant to bring back Crawler. I just made a horrible mistake. It's okay. If we don't find Bridge, we don't keep going. I would just, I mean, obviously you bring back the Crawler before you sack the feeder. I should have sacked the feeder first, though. Actually, I think I should have. Did we hit second Grave Crawler? I could have bring back Crawler. We did find a second Crawler. Because Crawler only had 2 power. I should have sacked the feeder because he sees 5 cards. And then I could have maybe brought this Crawler back to this Crawler. When did we see the second Crawler? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 cards ago. So I think just with the Vengevines and the... Yeah, I punted this away. It's fine. I mean, he was at like the Cryptic command stage of the game. Drew, I think, 4 cards off this guy. I mean... We could have potentially Green Splash. We could have potentially won that, and I threw it away. I forgot to bring back my my Gravecrawler, and we get punished for it. I mean, who knows? Maybe we could have swung this last turn and won. Well, there's land drop. There's a glimmer of hope. So it's going to bring back a bunch of Bloodghasts. Now these Bloodghasts won't bring back the feeder. I mean, I can go ahead and grab Hogak because they're untapped. That was kind of the problem before with the Cryptic. All right, Kishi, I want your opinion on something. I'm building my first modern deck in real life ever. Mardu Pyromancer, what do you think about the deck? I think you should play Mardu Saheeli. I think that Mardu Saheeli, you also had Lethal. Oh, we don't know if these were going to get in, Amber. I would rather mill them out than risk. Like, that was the problem with me swinging the last turn. Although we would have gotten the Altar of Dementia countered. So... Yeah, we could still swing. Like, I could crack these. I could sacrifice these Bloodghasts and use the fetch land to bring him back and try to attack. Opponent can't snap Cryptic, that's true. Do we want to just... Let's do one more Hogak first, chat. Yeah, I mean, we could do a combat phase and see if it gets there. I mean, I'm just, you know... Let's go ahead and bring back all the Vengevines, though. If we're going to do combat, let's do it right. Let's do it with all the guns blazing. If he hits bridge, it's game. Yeah, I haven't hit a bridge. We hit one earlier, but we lost it to a... Oops, I meant to crack this, though. Oops. Let's talk after the match, guys. I'm making some terrible mistakes. I guess I'm already rusty, and I just played this deck just the other day. So let's crack this other Bloodghast. Let's attack. Actually, if he Cryptic taps, we still win, right? Because I can crack this. Yeah. And we have this so many different ways. So despite me making some terrible mistakes last turn and this turn, right? The terrible mistake last turn being I sacrificed my last zombie. What's up, Arthur? Like the deck sometimes just plays itself. Like even though we're trying some nonsense, right? The Hedron Crab, Blue Splash, which I actually kind of like the dispels here, by the way. Is that fairies list, that ninja fairy list? Is it on ley lines? I bet it is. I bet it is on ley line. Well, we had him on both angles. We had him on the damage angle, and we also had him on the other. So how do we want to board against them? Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, taking game one is great because now I don't have to worry so much. Can't go wrong with Thoughtseize. We side this in a lot. Can't go wrong with the hand hate. Just in the dark if I really don't know. I mean, I could just look up this guy's list. I saw it on Goldfish. It looked like he was playing the same configuration like Mana Leaks and Cryptics. Ninja Fairies. But yeah, let me tell you what list I'm talking about if I can find it. There's a couple different variations on the Mardu Pyromancer list that I think you might benefit from looking at, Kishi. That you might not have seen that I was looking at that I think might be just the better way to go. Like Mardu Octomancer, so this one's playing the new Pyromancer with the reanimate spells. There's also a Saheeli Mancer somewhere in here that I thought was neat. 54 seconds. All right. I just wanted to see if they're a leyline deck or not. I actually can't find the fairies deck. Here it is. Yeah, he's got the green splash too. Looks like he's playing almost the same exact list. 4 cryptics. Wow. Ley lines. Okay. Cool. So let's bring in all of our leyline answers. Let's cut out our Venges. Although, like, I'm reaching for both blue and green, it looks like, with this sideboard. I might even just give up the crabs post board. I know we want to test this card, but at the same time, might be better off with the disruption package. Oh, or my Moto's gonna crash. Well, I guess we don't get the sideboard. Well, that sucks. When I moved the cards out into the sideboard, the Moto lagged a little bit, and that's all she wrote. I mean, this hand's pretty bad, but we'll keep it. Opponent's looking for their ley lines. It's okay, we get a game 3 because we took game 1. That really sucks. Like, I brought in 1, 2, 3, 4. I was bringing in 5 answers to this. That's okay. I'm gonna try not to get salty, guys, or disappointed. Let's just play Gravecrawler. We're on the beatdown plan. I see no Anames in this. There are Torgars in this list. Maybe we should have brought these in too. I mean, I didn't get the sideboard, so it's irrelevant. This is a throwaway game. At least we'll get to see that he is indeed on the same exact configuration we found. It's nice when we can assume this is almost canon, card for card. It's helpful. So yeah, we have to beat... Next game we have to beat Surgicals as well. Yeah, Surgicals and Leyline. He's only got 3 cards. We could just beat down. And I'm sad we still have the crabs in. Crabs are obviously awful if there's something like ley lines. So that's why I thought about cutting them even. I might just do that post board just in general, just cut the crabs and bring in sideboard cards. That'd be a very easy swap. Yes. Let's get Blood Crypt. Crabs. We're playing crabs, Jade. We got crabs in the deck, so that's a thing. Yeah, so the Saheeli-Mancer, where is, let me see, I missed your last comment, I'm sure, Kishi. Okay, Kishi, okay, that's all you said. Are we just going to mediocre beat down my opponent? Wow, we might just mediocre beat down my opponent. Crab beatdown plan. Chumpcaster mage plan over there. Combat first. We want this looting to resolve. My hand is nothing, basically. Snap attack. Oh, he just wants to get his ninja on. Okay. Coming in hot next turn, chat. Coming in hot. Bridgevine. Okay. Looting. Oh man, we drew that crab, chat. We drew that crab. I mean, the crab could potentially block. We'll keep it over, like, third altar of dimension. Gosh, this draw. What if we get there anyway, though? That'd be funny if these get there. He's on 5. Blocking with the Infiltrator. I agree. This is a snap push kind of turn. Double blocks. You're gonna let me get those Bloodghasts back? Okay. Oh no, I'm not. I'm not gonna get them back. What am I saying? Leyline. So we probably lose now. But it was close. I mean, despite not getting to sideboard, that always frustrates me sometimes where it's like, it's just a moto thing. It's not really, like in paper, obviously we would have sideboarded. What was I trying to bring in? Charm, trophies, claim, truth. I mean, he's also got surgicals because he's on the snaps plan. So really, like, the big cards we want to beat post board are these 6. So let's board in such a way that we can potentially beat those 6. Can't hard cast the Bridgevine. Could play the Hedron Crab. I'm not going to shock just to play a Hedron Crab. Opponent's now at the cryptic stage. No blocks. I'll block with Hedron Crab though. So they draw a lot of cards, by the way, when there's double Infiltrator. That's kind of the combo, by the way. Oh, Vistas. Vista? Vista. Okay. Yeah, I think if we'd gotten a sideboard, we could have maybe given him more of a run for his money. Because, like, this crab would have been a sideboard card, right, at this point. So we would have at least seen, like, something. Supplier. If my family got a decent smoker, what would be the third thing you want to cook in it? That's a good question. I don't know the answer. So many cards over there. So very many cards over there. It's okay. We'll go game 3 and maybe win. Yeah, I like the Echoing Truth. Like, sometimes it's hard for me to answer multiple leyline. Okay, so this would get the Vengevine out. I'm still dead. Oh, I just wanted to Mana Leak this Vengevine because I want to know if they're like Mana Leaks still in. Like, just imagine if we'd gotten a sideboard chat. We could have blown this up and maybe made a match of it, so... It's okay. We'll win this time. Yeah, I think taking out the crabs post board is correct. It's the thing. I know it's the thing we're testing, but I think its potential is really just game 1, just digging to a lot of the main board grave stuff, right? Like crab helps us find this 23. Because like even it'll even turn over lootings for us. So that's 23 relevant hits for crab. I think post board though I'll probably side it out just because it's not contingent on our alternative plan of mediocre beats, you know. So let's run all of the outs to leyline first. Truth as well. Okay, now if we have extra room, we can run outs to surgical. I think I'm gonna play. I think I'm gonna play Thoughtseize, but maybe not. Maybe I'm still better off with Dispel. Spell means we'll win the top deck war a little bit better. It's not like he's combo, he's a fair deck. Let's play Dispel. What about cheese? Ribs. There you go. No beating leyline with this hand. This hand at least has a looting. We could dig for it. Opponent mulligans to 4 cards. Bottom. I could have predicted that if they're mulling that low. Let's get the Gravecrawler out though at least. Let's get the beats on the table. Like if anything, maybe I'm just supposed to totally establish my clock, even if it's a weak clock, and then we start digging to ways to beat the ley line, right? Maybe that's the better way to do this. Neonate. So we're gonna have a lot of looks. Okay, second land means he could counter. Let's attack first. We might lose a creature here if he blocks it. Maybe he counters this Faithless. I'm actually going to play Neonate. So I can Torgar next turn after combat. I just don't want to get mana leaked. They do run quite a few mana leaks. They play 3. There's Dispel. Let's dump the Gravecrawler actually, and let's dump the Neonate. I'm going to keep this Dispel. What on earth are we playing? 4-color Crabgaak, Bridgevine. I think we could have 2-0'd the opponent if I'd gotten the sideboard, because remember how we drew a crab and I was thinking these crabs were going to be... I think Vengevine and Hedron Crab and Altar of Dementia are some of the most awkward cards after sideboard if we're up against somebody that's got, you know, something as deep as Leyline. Looks like people are jamming like a lot of what other people are jamming at the moment, so it'll be convenient for us to just search up people's decks tonight. I hate to say that. I wish I was more creative too, right? But we are. Check it out. I've got some cool decks that aren't just variations on Hogak. We've got a Planebound Infinite Prison combo. I've got a interesting take on the new tutor. Um, Waterfalls, Snolltie. I also was working on a Bant list. It looks like it didn't get published, but I was working on a Bant control list. Waterfalls is fun. This is just value, like Bloodbraid Elf, Ancestral Vision, Codals. So I worked on a couple different Codal decks. This is what we're playing right now, Crabgaak. Let me make sure this is set to current deck. There we go. This is just a blue splash for Crab and then a little bit of blue in the side. No, did we get there? But if you play green, I get to play Force of Vigor. Force of Vigor is interesting. I don't know if I want the card disadvantage. Yeah, I don't know if I want the card disadvantage. Okay, so the problem with this hand is, yes, it can cast Crab, but we're losing out on the only fetch land for the Crab and then the rest of the hand. Let's look at a better 6. This 6 is quite a bit better as long as we get to keep the looting. Keep. That last hand, like, could have cast the Crabs, but we would have missed out on a lot of the self-mill. Ooh, yes. Because we're a Vengevine deck, I'm going to still lead on Faithless Looting. Opponent's playing, could be Tron, could be, I'm assuming it's Tron, yeah. So let's lead on looting. Dumping Bridge, dumping Bloodcast here. Yes. Yes. We'll Stitchers before we play our land, and then it just kind of depends. Surgical. No. Yeah, what time is it for you over there, Amber? Across the pond. What time is it? Other stirrings? Map. Another land. Alright, supplier. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fetch land makes that easier. Oh, you know, I didn't need to even fetch, did I? Alright, Hogak's going to hit the table. What about Restore Balance? Maybe. I mean, there's a new, so I was exploring the new 0 mana spell in Waterfalls. I don't know if I'd build it as a balance list. I was playing Footfalls in addition to Vision. This is just value. This is just lots of value. So Blood Braids, Electro Dominances. These Archmage's charms are going to be something else, I think, because like triple blue is just rough. So we smash, and then what? I never found a sacrifice outlet for this supplier. Not that I'm complaining. I mean, our draw was still pretty nuts. I don't even know if I want to deploy the Gravecrawler here. Like, our board's already pretty sizable. I would maybe go land drop just because we could top deck things like Vengevine. So I would maybe just play this tapped. Have I tried Vintage Cobalt Storm? I am aware of that deck. I have played it on stream. It was bad but wonderful. Yeah, Chalice of the Void, and then it also plays that 1 mana green enchantment. You get all your kobolds countered. You play Glimpse of Nature, and they all draw you cards. Okay. So Karn's going to grab the Hogak. We can hit Karn. 2, 1, 2. I mean, I don't really want to deploy this into like an Ugin. We're probably losing this unless he doesn't have any more gas over there. I also ran out of gas myself. Karn. I mean, for a Molda 6, like getting the Hogak out's not bad, but we should expect the deck to do that game 1 naturally, right? We should expect to be getting value off bridge or playing Hogaks. I just don't want to get like my whole board annihilated to an Ugin. Bad but wonderful describes decks I love. What's up, Andrew? How you been, my man? I haven't seen you in a bit. Ooh, Relic. Okay. Does nothing. Bridgevine. Hey. Hello. Should technically get the watery grave, even though I don't really want to show him the blue splash. I'm sad that this doesn't kill him, though. So we could get Ugin after all. Yeah, not bad. Not bad, Andrew. Can't complain, my man. Can't complain. All right, me and a buddy were talking about, we're thinking new Mox could be better. A better Simeon and restore balance. So just play Mox off of... Looks like Ugin to me. Or Big Ballista. Yeah, it's going to be game. He's going to get a nice follow-up play to this. So, unless I like top deck Bloodghast, we don't win. Right? I literally need exactly Vengevine or Bloodghast off the top, and we could win. I mean, I don't want to deploy double Gravecrawler into Ugin. Like, I'll play one if we don't draw something. Yep, we didn't draw. That's okay. Tron can be tough for us. Like, they have mainboard relics. They're playing a playset at the moment, so, you know, it's not the easiest matchup in the world. We don't get a free, you know, game 1 win or anything like that. No freebies. If he follows up with something like Wormcoil, Ugin, I still win with Bloodghast, so I'm going to play on. We still technically win with a Bloodghast. Technically. Oh, no, we don't. He's got a blocker, so we have to wait for him to attack first. Hedron Crab. Alright, so... I mean, I don't think I play the Crab. I guess Crab blocks, but he's just going to blast it with Ugin. I play Gravecrawler, he blasts it. If I play both of them, he just minuses, so... I mean, we're at 14. We'll play a card that's expected. He toasts it. We top deck exactly Bloodghast, right? And it's just so likely that he has a follow-up threat, though, right? That I end up showing him the crabs anyway. Yeah. Are there any Bloodghasts left? No, we didn't get there. All right. But like that's kind of cool that we still had a potential win. Maybe I fired off the Vengevine too quickly. Because like we were kind of expecting an Ugin to come down. I think maybe I fired off this Vengevine too quickly. So against Tron, shenanigans. Current Tron lists as far as their hate is concerned. Let's go take a peek. Tron's pretty, like anytime you're playing against Tron, it's pretty safe that it's relatively cookie cut. That's how it works. So we're going to be playing through a Grafdigger's Cage, a Welding Jar potentially, and then the playset of relics. There's only 3 in this build, but I feel like 4 is where you want to be right now. But anyway, so that's what we're playing against. So we want shenanigans. We want claim. All of their hate we can potentially just Thoughtseize away. Something to think about. Could switch into a therapist. Oh, excuse me, chat. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, we could play trophies. I don't know if I want to go overboard here. We could also just play Torgar. Could just play Torgar. Oh, Mex Ascended with the sub. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the BrewSpytheMagicGuy show. Appreciate you. Welcome. Just hanging out. Cut some number of vines. So this would, let's not cut all of them. Give me one back. This would play nicely around some of the hate. I usually do cut a little bit on the combo though. Like we cut the most on the combo, it's 3-2-2. I think that's wrong though against Tron because like we can just blow out their hate and just kill them. So we're kind of like leaving in the combo. All right, let's submit. Yeah, Relic, Grafdigger's Cage. Now, some of those targets are for intended for Karn, right? We'll keep this. Obviously, some of those. Let me open a chest for you, my man. So what brings you here? Welcome to the show. I haven't seen your name in here before. I don't think, Mex. So on my show, I like to open up chests. Some of the other guys in the Modern Day Heroes lineup do the same. Oh, look at that, Amalgam. Play points. Aid from the Cowl. 5 mana Revolt. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a permanent, you may put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put it on the bottom. Huh. You just get to play stuff. Interesting. Huh. Thanks for the sub. Thank you. Thanks for the support. So let's, I think I just play Neonate. Do you think normal dredge list is still viable? Put 1 or 2 Hogak. Do you think it should shift? I think people are still going to play dredge. I think it's too early to determine if people should switch. I will tell you this though, Andrew. This deck can have some really nutty draws. So like you're kind of like dredge with a more unfair draw potential, which I think has its merits. Now, Dredge is going to be slightly more consistent, though, right? So he finds a forest off that. Interesting. So there's a little give and take there, right? Ooh, Stitchers. Hello. Stitchers. Didn't hit the goods. But let's go ahead and looting. Now, I'm a little worried because since I've just gone red source, actually I can't. That's disappointing. We milled over the other blood crypt and I'm only on 2 crypts in the current build. That's okay. I wouldn't have done anything else though because like I wouldn't have been able to play altar. I would have liked to have looting that turn though. That's going to happen if we're adding a 4th greedy color. Like the mana base is going to start to fall apart. So to be expected with a greedy blue splash. You've been working on normal dredge. Hope it doesn't go to waste. I don't think it's going to go to waste. No, I wouldn't imagine it goes to waste. Burning. Yeah, it's not going to go to waste, Andrew. It's just people are going to reassess the deck, I think. Okay, well now we find feeder. I don't really like just exposing these to the relic. We could just get this out of the way though and win off the altar. We don't have to dump Hogak. I think dumping Vengevine makes sense, and like even Vengevine might evoke a relic play from the opponent. Like we could dump Vengevine and Swamp here actually, as greedy as that is. I kind of want to keep the Torgar. Oh, he didn't pop my graveyard, so we get to do this thing. Let's keep that looting. This can attack, so I'm going to pay with graveyard. In fact, I get to keep both lootings, don't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. We get the Vengevine back. If he wants to pop the Relic here, he certainly can. But he kind of missed the opportunity to stop the Hogak. I'm not going to crack this Stitcher's Apprentice until we know that our graveyard's safe and good to go. I also could just spend my next turn putting in a Torgar after combat. Delve's hard to play through. It is, though. It is. Yeah. He would have needed to been a little more preemptive with the Relic. He also didn't tap his Relic, though, to just attack my graveyard a little bit. Didn't he have an opportunity to tap the... I mean, I'm not trying to call my opponent out and say that he's bad. Like, yes, Relic of Progenitus is not great when it comes to fighting over Delve. That's true. That was sweet. We got the one of Vengevine out. Nice. I mean, if we want more outs to the graveyard stuffs, we could certainly run the Echoing Truth over the Vengevine. So this is me not cutting any combo pieces. I've just cut the crabs and the Vengevines, essentially. This is not a keep. This is a mulligan. Opponent kept 7, so I assume that they have the goods over there. I mean, I might keep this. Like, it's not going to hit their hate, but I mean, you might still want to look at a 6, though. We're on the draw, and we get a scry. So second land, should I be greedy and not keep? Well, I kind of need a green source for those sideboard cards. Relic. No, it's not. Interesting. Okay. Cool. So we get to Thoughtseize. So we get to take that Relic. He just exposed it to us. He does have Tron, though. Right. Oh, no, he doesn't. Power plant. Nice. Okay, so 2 power plants. I mean, they can go from one Tron piece to all 3 pretty quickly. So I doubt he gives me the opportunity to take the... Yeah, so there goes the scrying. Trophy. Cool. Yeah, so we deploy these. No, Trophy's great in the matchup. As you would imagine it is. Quite good. I don't really want to just take a flying guess on this Therapist, though. Like, all I know about is a claim. I could guess that they've slimmed on Karn and, like, the things that we want to grab are Ugin. But I'm not just going to crack this guy. Mine was what was searched for. We know he has a redundant power plant. So can I actually keep my opponent off of Tron? Yes. The answer is yes. So he should search up the last piece. During his draw step, we can blow up the mine. So yeah, he searched up tower. Draw step, trophy the mine. Did I make a black-white tokens list with Therapist yet? No, I didn't. That sounds sweet, though. I feel like that would be very good. Potentially. So we have a brief reprieve here, maybe. Bitter Blossom. Yeah. Another tower. I mean, he's almost casting Wormcoil, right? Maybe I should just take that. Oh, okay. Maybe I get to take what he stirs. He is looking for power plant. Right? No, he's looking for. Okay, he takes map. We could just try to disrupt. I would assume that it's. Well, let's do some math here. Hang on. If I alter. No, I can't go off. I can't put Hogak in yet. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just guess. I assume, like, worst case scenario for us is that he literally has Ugin. Worm Coil is a pain, but we can beat. Alright, so it is nothing. The answer was nothing. So his hand is Power Plant, Tower, Star, Claim. Okay. I mean, we could just put the Bloodghast in. That's not all that exciting. Put the stream in theater mode, press F11. Why do you suggest that, Arthur? What is it that I don't know? I mean, I've watched people in theater mode. What does the F11 do? It's full screen and chat box. It's nice. You just rip something off the top that's scary. No, that's the chromatic. I mean, if you draw some lands, I can name something every turn. I mean, we can keep trying to name Ugin. I know they only play 2, maybe 3 copies, though. When it comes to Tron, they play 2 Ugins. It's what we're really afraid of, though. I mean, like, let's see, 4 Karns, he slimmed some of them. There's Worm Coil to think about. Ugin just straight up beats us, though. Oblivion Stone's a pain. He could cast it here, though, if it was Oblivion Stone. If it was small Karn, he could also cast it. So it's either big Karn or Ugin we're gunning for with this Bloodghast name. Okay, Neonate. Neonate lets me dump the bridge. I think I'm still naming Ugin. It was a Ballista. Ballista was the right answer there. They do have 2 Ballistas. Well, with it being Ballista... Ballista beats Bridge from Below pretty easily, unfortunately, because it can just kill itself. It's going to be a huge Ballista. Can I get the Hogak in? 1, 2, 3, 4... Well, this guy isn't black. If I neonated, I think I could actually get the Hogak into play, though. Right? Neonate. Pitch, Bridge. Tap, tap. Honestly, Ugin isn't an instant win. I think we should actually be able to get Hogak out here, chat. Pitch the bridge, make Tolkien. We get to make a Tolkien. Land drop, get the Bloodghast back. Yeah, I'd rather pay for Hogak that way than just exiling this. 4, 5, 6, 7. And you know what? For good measure, I'm going to go ahead and play out the altar. He can claim it, though. Maybe that's a mistake. I actually shouldn't just play out the altar here because he has Nature's Claim. I mean, I can try to combo. The thing is, opponent probably tries to shut me off here. And that's a token. he's going to claim the Altar of Dementia. Do I turn the Therapist into a token as well? I don't think so. Why would I want to do that? Thinking, chat. I mean, better board presence, but like, well, okay, he's about to play a huge Ballista. I guess that is better. Gain some life. Make some zombies. Okay. But no, we don't have the combo because opponent had Disruption. Yeah, Nature's Claim. Big ol' nasty Ballista. No, he's looking for something different. Still looking for things different. So you use 3 slow cookers now, Jade? I feel like that should certainly, hopefully, make the cooking a little easier, right? That's the idea behind those devices, right? 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 Should make it easier, right? They should, right? Thanks for the tip. Absolutely, Andrew. Boring. They don't play the huge Ballista? What the heck is going on over there? I'm a little scared, chat. A little bit scared. Like, why wouldn't you play a huge Ballista? Huh. Why wouldn't you play huge Ballista? Uh-huh. Yep. Oh, you said it was a smoker. Okay, so now you have a smoker. 2 slow cookers and a smoker. Ballista on 4. Ballista on 4 does beat 3 zombos, right? Shoot 1, block, block. Yeah, shoot 1, block, block. Okay, well, we were hoping for a land there to get back the Bloodghast. Take a peek. The problem with if I just Hogak, which I could, opponent has Karn to minus. If I swing face with the zombies, he shoots 1, blocks another, shoots the other, and then I have just a zombie, and then he just Karns that. I feel like we're better off just putting the Hogak into play, unfortunately. Even though he has to consider just giving up the Karn to get rid of the Hogak. Number 2. Now this Ballista though gets to get huge. She's got triple tower. No, this is a hard matchup, right? We're currently 1-0, so I mean Tron can be tough for us. The main board relics, post board if we don't have an explosive opening, they can just beat us. Okay, so he exiles Hogak, so Karn goes away. This is a ginormous Ballista. Maybe even just attack there. Okay, he decides not to. Should probably attack first, actually. What am I hoping to turn over with this, right? Lootings are good here. Another Bloodghast. So if I attack now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 mana. So not quite 4 activations, it's 3 activations. So we're looking at a 7/7 Ballista gets to block 1, eat it, shoot the other 2. We're actually just dead to the Ballista next turn. They're right at 16. He pumps, puts it to 7. Next turn, pumps 1 more time. Shoots all my blockers away, kills us. We actually shouldn't attack. I used them to play Hogak last turn, Wumbo. If we had attacked, that might have been the correct line instead of playing Hogak. Although I would have just been left with a singular zombie. Opponent would have plus Karn. We lose Hogak that way. I think we were either line was weak, right? But Melfina with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much. Well, if you see those lines, Wombo, suggest them. Don't be the kind of chat. Don't be that kind of chatter where you're just like, well, after the fact, Bruce, but I was sitting here thinking that you should do this one thing, but I didn't tell you. But I'm gonna tell you after you make the mistake that I clearly see. Like, tell me, man. Well, I thought we were gonna attack. We didn't. We're dead. We're dead. You know, I'm not actually. Hopefully, you guys know I'm not actually mad at Wumbo. I'm just being facetious. We're dead though. We're very dead. Wait, what? Wait, what is he doing? Why wouldn't you just... Huh. Oh, yeah, okay, that was in his end step. Shoot the army down. Yeah, okay. I was like, wait a minute. No, we're very dead. And to rub salt in the wound, he has Karn into Ugin, Sanctum of Ugin into... Well, hang on a second. Opponent's at 3. Is there a universe where I draw land and we kill him with the Bloodghasts? Probably not. Yeah, we're very toast. Let's get some brew toast. Jade, let me go ahead and open a chesty for you after we lose this game, because I don't want to take up more of our opponent's time here. I think we're out. Takes my land. That's interesting. Ulamogs. I'm with the opponent. Takes my other lands. Is there still potential that land off the top wins? I mean, it depends on how he uses his ballista, right? Depends on how the ballista gets used. No, there's no chance because 2 blockers. Games. All right, so we're 1-1. That's not the worst. No, Tron's tough because we don't always just get that free game 1 win, right? Which we didn't. We won game 2, lost game 1, timely. Well, actually, we didn't really get a lot going on game 1, right? Like, I actually don't think the opponent found the relic that quickly. Did they game 1? I remember a relic happening game 1. I actually even remember getting Hogak out. I think we just had a mediocre game 1 draw. Think your vines are good in that matchup? I don't know. That's hard to say. Hardcast vines, yeah. I mean, we saw the guy bring in Nature's Claim. Is that like the Tron board plan for the deck? Maybe we should slim on the combo actually post board and keep. That would be a way I could keep the vines in. Ooh, this hand's juicy. Let's keep it. What have I found is my hardest matchup with this style of deck? Well, as you just saw, Tron is difficult. Like decks that have mainboard graveyard hate, I think will be the toughest because as like anytime you have like a dredge or Bridgevine derivative, you want to get the first game. Yeah, I mean, you want to get the first game. And that way you only have to win, a game 2 or 3. So decks that have like mainboard graveyard hate are tough. Tron's one of them. Blue-White Control also has mainboard graveyard hate at the moment. They're playing like Surgical. Esper Control also has mainboard hate. Oh, okay, thank goodness. All right, let's try to get as much value out of this bridge from below as I can before he blocks and gets rid of it. Just means that Ugin isn't a complete loss. Yeah, immediate loss. Second land. Okay, we're cooking. We're cooking. So what do we do then? Do we supplier first? I think we supplier. Grave Crawler we can get back. I'm into that. Or we could just neonate again before we lose the bridge from below. This is value, though. No, Neonate's so solid with Bridge. They do have nice synergy. Draw a card, make a 2/2. It's pretty good for 1 mana. Looks like spirits to me, honestly. They do main deck that one spirit. The one that, yeah, Remorseful. They are playing main deck Remorseful Clerics at the moment. Can force him to pop it in an awkward spot if he lets this resolve. I don't really want to looting into this. Why don't we just go to combat, see what he does? No blocks, actually. Okay. Fine by me. This will be Mausoleum. No, it's Giver of Runes. Okay. No, it's cool seeing some of these new cards. For serious, it is neat seeing the new cards happening. Green Splash. Another Giver. Okay. Isn't Giver a Nombo? Crabgaak. He's gonna nuke the yard here, right? I would, if I were my opponent. But we have priority, we're good. We've got the Gack. Alright, well, you couldn't even activate the Cleric there. I mean, just because it's a Nombo versus like our deck, like people are still going to be jamming Giver of Runes. Maybe we even like the Menace on the Neonate. Like, sure, we could make a zombie token, but the Menace is actually maybe really nice here. Just kind of get through those last couple points of damage. Protection has a weird interaction with Trample. Not that I'm aware of. Damage is still going to go through. You got to double block this guy. Does that get the Remorseful finally? I guess not. I guess it didn't. Oh, there's Altar. Okay. But with him being very, very diligent about not cracking his Remorseful Cleric, like this combo won't go off easily through Remorseful. I mean, we can certainly poke some value in there if we play this next turn. Yeah, that's why I'm playing the Gravecrawler Amber. I mean, next turn we just smash. Like, our board's still pretty good despite the givers. Rattles. I mean, we probably just get this because like we just made like a crazy board state. I mean, that's what this deck can do. It's just, yeah. No, you're fine, Amber. You guys are just talking about how protection works with trample still. I appreciate you guys doing that. Like even with these clerics, I mean, I actually saw a really really cool spirits list. I took a picture of it on my smartphone when I was just bored over the weekend. Let me see if I can find it. It was a Tallowisp spirits. That's gonna make you guys sick. Let me move this over. So yeah, Tallowisp spirits. I would play that in a heartbeat. Where did I see it? It was a cool list. I mean, we've seen it before. It's not like it's a new concept. It's also something that we've tried. Here it is, Taoist Spirits. But it was playing a bunch of the free pitch spells, like not just the Shoals, because Shoal is an arcane spell, so it triggers the Tallowisp, Spirit or Arcane. But this list was also playing Force of Negations, 4 of them. It's a cool little concept right here. But anyway, yeah, it's just a Geist deck, and you try to put Steal the Godhead on Geist and win the game. Super cool little concept. I don't know about the sideboard. These are cool too. Neat deck. I would play that in a heartbeat. That's so many Force of Negation. I'm sure it might not, certainly not, might not be right, but like this deck looks sweet. Used to be an unofficial judge. What are your game store? All right, so we attack, right? First, then play Altar Dementia? Yeah, I think we attack first. Hoo ha! So they're paving Hogak. Should just have slammed Altar. That's true. I mean, it might have looked like Spell Queller mana, but like he's probably toast if he doesn't have path for the Hogak. So maybe we're just better off just slamming. I mean, in response to Altar, he would path the Hogak anyway. But Altar, of course, if this did resolve through like a Queller, has the advantage of I can like do some sacrificing in response to the blocking, and then maybe he's forced to crack the Spirit or the Cleric. He's going to get protection to Rattle Chains. Protection to Giver. Okay. All right. So let's get our triggers. It's first in, first out. Let's be careful. But okay, he's just going to crack it. Oh, sure. So we're going to get through with 4. Put him to 2. Stitcher's going to trigger. Find me a Bloodghast? Didn't. All right, Wumbo. Well, I'll see you when I see you. I think we still get this, though. I mean, opponent's at 2. As long as I just manage my remaining zombies, we should be good to go. Like, I can alter... Try to dig. I mean, I don't even think I want to take anything off the battleground, though. I mean, the battleground. Wow, the battlefield. I think I just want to. I think I just want to recast this Gravecrawler. It's gonna hurt a little bit, but Blue's more relevant here than just grabbing a random green source. And our swamp's already out anyway. Grape Crawler. And after combat next turn, we can try to mill over some stuff and maybe get something going. Oh, that's cool, Amber. Yeah, airbrushing. That's it's a fine investment if you're really into tabletop models. Oh, we drew a crab. That's funny. So we smash. And it is power, by the way, so like Crab actually doesn't let you see more cards with this. It's a bit of a non-bow for altar, I'll admit. Haven't thought about that interaction just yet. Well, it hasn't come up yet. We've played 2 games, so 2 matches. We're in match 3 right now. All right, so spirits of the quote-unquote normal variety. I mean, there's banned spirits. This is the Aether Vial spirits. You know, I mean, I think modern's in an interesting place. I wouldn't say that it's healthy, but you know what? There are a ton of different. What is this? Interesting. Interesting. Different take on humans. Interesting. Huh. There's a ton of the new lands. 3 islets, 4 sunbaked. Let me do it over here so I don't like make you guys blind. You got a minute and some change. I mean, it's probably going to have a similar sideboard to the list I was just looking at, or maybe the other list. I would expect, I would anticipate, rest in peace. All right, so let's go with the aces. So I'm going with removal and all of our enchantment removal. So 2 removal spells, 4 enchantment removal. Assassin's Trophy, of course, is flex. So is the Golgari Charm. It's also flex. 1 Nature's Claim. We could continue to side out the crabs. I think I'm fine with that. I know it's what we want to test, but it's also, I think, really weak after board when our graveyard might get attacked. Do you stay combo, or do we not even bother since we know they're going to have Rest in Peace in addition to the spirit, the 2-drop spirit guy? What do you guys think? Could play Torgars. It's not wonderful. He's not wonderful in the matchup, but it's something that can get out if we do find our graveyards attacked. I mean, if we wanted to slim on the combo slightly, it would look like 1 less altar, 1 less Hogak. We get to keep in the vines. The next step where I slim is like I'll do that. I'll do 2 altars, 2 Hogak, 3 bridges. Oh, did my moto do that thing again? Where okay, yeah, it's not ticking down the right amount when we're getting close. Like there was clearly 5 seconds left that I could have. All right, mulligan. That's the second time tonight that's happened where we didn't get to board. Maybe I should reboot my Magic Online because like it kind of started chugging on me. Just stay combo, stay calm, stay combo. Probably shouldn't actually keep that second neonate there because we need second land for the altar. Yeah, that's disappointing. That's the second time tonight I haven't gotten the sideboard. We still won the match earlier where I didn't get to sideboard, but then losing to Tron didn't feel great. All right, neonate. Rest in peace. Okay. That's what I was worried about. Us not getting to sideboard. Now we're just mediocre beats. Yeah, it's the second time tonight, guys, where that's been relevant, where we didn't get to board. Thankfully, I can swing through this guy due to Menace. We're going to have a very menacing board, chat. I think I'm just going to keep playing these and keep them in play. They're very menacing. We're probably losing the second game. I mean, in fairness, this Hedron Crab would have been one of our sideboard cards. It might have just been Torgar, though, right? We can't know which sideboard card this might have been swapped for, right? I mean, it certainly could be an enchantment removal spell right now. I can't cast any of them, though, in fairness. I would also need green source here. So, like, even if we had gotten a sideboard, this hand wouldn't have necessarily equated to an out here, right? These are all green. I have red-black source here. And it wasn't even off of fetch. That was naturally drawn. Yeah, there's some neat decks I'd like to share with you guys. I mean, like some of my tech, like some of the tech that we're waiting for our opponent. Some of the tech I'm working on. I think the prison deck will be interesting. It's got an infinite mana combo. Oh, they're back. Some of these IFC, that's Ice Fang Codal. Some of these Ice Fang Codal lists I've been working on might be sweet as well. I think the list that's just trying to pull off a quick sweeper is probably really good, actually. Snolltie. I think Snolltie is. I mean, obviously, I don't know if my build of Snolltie is good. I think there's some other players obviously trying it, but like quick, quick, yeah, like a quick Dead of Winter probably is very good. Trying a couple of Unearths in there, maybe. Yeah, this deck's probably reasonable. That's what I was working on the other day. It's cool that you get back Oath if they kill it with Unearth. Yeah, it's just like give him the business. Opponent's ghosting? I don't think so. That's very rare these days, Kyle Murphy. They might have just had to go to the bathroom or whatever. You know. I watched Tamir's Snow Control Patrol. That's sweet. Yeah, I think. Let's see. I had a Tamir list. It was a little different though. Like the thing with Snolltie is you just want to pull off the sweeper, right? And you just want to be just value, or not value, just like a bug deck would. I mean, but like this waterfalls idea I had, super jank, but I think it'd be kind of cool. So this is more like a value style, and you're just using the snow lands for the codals, but it's just like blood braids and as fortolds and free spells. This would be fun to play. I think these charms should be something different though. But anyway. What about Tamir Reclamation? Oh, he was playing Reclamation. I was working on a Bant Reclamation list, actually. Do we try to looting into second land, or do we just want to deploy the Gravecrawler, which is the sure thing? I think I just want to deploy Gravecrawler. This looks like Spell Queller to me. It's okay, we took game one, which is what we want to do. Despite the graveyard hate, we took game one. Next turn, I'll probably looting just because deploying Stitcher Supplier feels on the weak side. Wrecked Jade. That's sad to hear. Chess is tough. Chess is tough. Oh, we just draw land? Okay. Well then we're still fine to do this. Feeder. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you so far, Dex. We'd keep the crab then. Dump these two. And instead of drawing cards, I might rather just pump up the jams on this feeder. We have another land for blue source, and the green's not really relevant since, again, we didn't get the opportunity to sideboard. But I think we just got to keep jamming. Mediocre beats, deck. Come on. Come on, mediocre beats. I mean, that's what Dredge will do when they, you know, turn into like a mediocre beats. Although Stinkweeds would probably be better against spirits. So instead of drawing a card, I'm actually just going to eat the Neonate. What's up, Tiki? Yeah, we're trying Crab out in this Venge Bridge list, or Hogak list. Kind of excited about it. We haven't seen them very often in our openers, though, but yeah, I'm just trying to see more of the deck. I think that we tried to find a card that helps us, helps with, all right, we didn't actually get the sideboard there. So sad. All right, now we know what we want to bring in. I mean, I already kind of had an idea of what I wanted to bring in, though. Like, this isn't necessarily anything new, you know? I don't even know if I want to bother killing their creatures. I almost just want to disrupt the hate. Although that other spirit we can wound. What were we thinking about cutting? We were thinking of slimming the crabs. We were thinking of slimming... I know, we need to test these. We will get the opportunity. It feels like more of a game one kind of card when we're just trying to be explosive. Like, I think post board they'll come out quite often because they just don't have any functionality outside of the combo and finding stuff for our graveyard. Unless we want like the wounds or the thought seizes, we'll probably just jam like this. Now, when we're on the play, thought seize certainly is a fine option for taking rest in peace. Do we want to stay full-blown combo? Do we want to cut pieces? We'll stay full combo. Yes. There's the Thoughtseize. I'll probably still turn one Thoughtseize just because we could maybe snag Aether Vial if there's no hate. Could grab that instead. Alright, so there's a Vial. Unfortunately, we're going to take... Well, not unfortunately, it's fortunate. We're going to take the Rest in Peace. Alright, so this should be Aether Vial. So Seachrome... File. Land. So many lands. All right, let's draw into the goods deck. Come on, give us the goods. Nice. Drop this bridge. Drop a blue source. For obvious reasons, we really don't need the blue sources now. Yeah, actually, all my blues in the sideboard. So we play the supplier. What do we find? Second bridge. Cool. Another Thoughtseize. What you cooking? They drew that Flooded Strand, so hand is still very similar to what we saw. It's going to be like Rattle Chains. Get to take Captain. Alright, so Neonate ditches Hogak? Yeah, I guess might as well. We win the match. What was I drawing into? Trophy? Okay, so we're 2-1. We can beat the Rest in Peace decks. We can do it. We can do it, guys. Alright, let's draw some Hedron Crabs so we can actually test this card this league. Because, like, so for the longest time, you guys know I've been jamming a couple different builds of this deck, right? And I've been trying to find a deck, a version of it I'm happy with. I like the Torgar sideboard plan a lot. But, you know, the thing is the deck has about 4 slots we're not sure what to do with, right? We've tried, like, the split cards. We've tried Vessel. We've tried extra, like, zombies. We've tried, like, a lot of stuff. Some people think that these 4 slots should just be dredgers. I think that's fine too. I don't really know. I like the idea of crab though, because we're a Vengevine deck. So like it finds Vengevine, extra crabs, trigger the Vengevine. I would keep this. It's a lot of bridges, but... Oh, I shouldn't have kept this actually. It is not a red source. I thought that was a fetch land for a second. I thought, my brain was like, that's Verdant Catacombs. You're good to go, BrewSpy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, chat. Hand went from pretty good to not so good. Hopefully the deck is kind to us and we do find red source. No guarantees. No guarantees. There's very, very few lands in this deck. Well, that wasn't a red source either. Oof, the relics. So is this blue-white control? Can almost get him out, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sadness. Sadness. Opponent probably pops their relic next turn, right? Gonna need red source. Gonna need red source. That's a bot. They've been going around, Tiki. They advertise. You can even look at his profile if you want proof. They try to sell you Twitch interface. So I've been getting myself and my mods on just banning them because it's just annoying. If you go to other channels, you'll see them there too, Tiki. I've seen them a few times in Evan's chat too. They're just spamming advertising Twitch streamers with, you know, trying to build them interface or whatever. They're not. That's not an actual person. That was a robot. Although then Tiki's gonna say, but robots are people too. I don't know. I don't know, Tiki. Yeah, thank you, Kyle Murphy. I was trying to say overlay. Yeah, they're selling. They're advertising their own company in chats across. Yeah, this is just straight up blue-white control, it looks like. That's scary. It's not a matchup we want to see, especially if I make the mistake of keeping a land without red. Oh boy. Oh boy. This matchup's tough in general. I'm a robot? Oh no. We attack Narset so he doesn't get another minus. We're gonna lose this game. In the back of my mind, like I thought that was a Verdant Catacombs, which we do have Verdants in the list, but it was Overgrown Tomb. The only reason I'm on 2 tombs has to do with the ability to hardcast Vine. Other than that, it's really greedy, especially if we're squeezing in. I mean, I knew at some point tonight the changes to the mana base were gonna hit us, but no, it's just Tiki. I just you might not have been aware that there's that quite frankly scam or whatever you want to call that marketing scheme going on Twitch right now. So I just myself and my mods, I'm just like, just ban them. It's like a string where it's like they say, "Hey, BrewSpy, I've been watching your channel, blah blah blah," and then it like copy pastes what you're playing, and then it copy pastes, says, "Hey, I think your stream's really cool, blah blah blah," and then, gosh, we were losing this so hard. Gassed. We kill Narset. We ignore the Teferi. Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't seen that script yet, Tiki. I'm not the only streamer that's like, really? All right. So our mediocre power 1 and 2 creatures plan is not going to fly. But I want to see more of what he's got going on. He's got relics in his build. He's just really gunning for us. So I mean, these blue-white lists that are really hedging for us, we won't beat very often. So kind of like the Tron matchup. This is another matchup that we just hope to avoid, I guess. Yeah, so they're on relics now. I mean, there might not be another way for them to win this matchup easily. This guy's not doing it. This guy's got surgical though. Maybe relic's just a better way to do it, honestly, than the surgical plan. Careful, Tiki. One of my mods might have misread that and been like, quick ban. The quick ban. I looked at it for a second. I was like, oh wait, it's you, Tiki. Okay. Yeah, I think relic's where you want to be. I think the relic's fine. It's a bit of a non-bow for Snapcaster, but I think that's a small price to pay. Path's a supplier. Yeah, alright. I've seen enough. So he's on relics. He's really gunning for us. If he's on the main board relics, this is definitely gunning for some of the graveyard decks. Let's go plan T, as in Torgar. Let's rip his hand apart. Give me the Dispels. Other than that, I mean, we could try to fight over Rest in Peace. I don't even know what our plan is if that's the case, though. Him running Relic in addition to these other things, like we also need to consider the shenanigans. It's just like so many. We'd almost go like transformational sideboard at that point. Like, am I boarding this much for blue white? Is that what we have to do? 63. Maybe we could. Maybe we can. Maybe we actually can. That feels like a pretty major overhaul, or a pretty majorly overboarding. But I'm just curious, just out of curiosity, if just like Vengevine beats is what we're gonna do. Just hardcast these. No, I mean the blue white matchup's been tough since they've been hedging for us and some of the other graveyard decks recently, which I think is very smart on their part. I'm not. I hope you guys don't think I'm saying that like, oh, it's blue white like crap, like, I hate that deck. That's not my attitude. I think it's great. I think it's good. A lot of the reason why I'm jamming this list is I'm just curious how the meta adapts to it. Really, I think it's just a fun. Also, nobody's really figured out the exact 75, so that's fun for me as well. Yeah, this hand's just like mediocre beats. Probably should mulligan it. Looking for, well, this at least has a Thoughtseize. Keep. We're fetching anyway. Margot says, I feel like you should be on 3 bridges. Against blue white? Maybe. I mean, I admitted to you I overboarded Margroth. It was an easy overboarding, but. Alright, well, relic down. These relics, man. Maybe this guy's ahead of the curve, though. Everybody's been trying, like, the Snapcaster surgical plan, but I actually really like just straight up relic as the plan. Neonate. Neonate can pitch Bloodghast. Actually, we should do it because we might hit land this turn, too. Let's try to hit land. Didn't. It's okay. So we hit second land. That would be good. Let's Stitchers. Played this island. They're mismatched, so just making sure which one. Another Bloodghast. Alright, land. Oh no, we milled over a land, chat. We milled over a land. Please path my Stitchers. It's not gonna happen. Oh, Blast Zone. Well, I was hoping for a land. We drew it. I don't really want to play into the Blast Zone being relevant. I think we just play Gravecrawler one at a time here. As weird as that feels, I think we just want one out there. I probably should have played the Gravecrawler out there, but like, we'll see. Hold this Watery for bringing back Ghasts should he sweep. I don't know if I want to deploy the Crawler here. I probably should. Like, if he's taking a whole turn off to Blast Zone these two, I think that's fine. Yep. I kind of need to reestablish a little bit of something. I think we're in trouble. I mean, it's just the matchup's tough in general. Oust. Get oust of here. Oust. Looting. Dumpa. Dumpa? These two? Keep the claim. Plier. Hoo ha. It's not Settle the Wreckage. Could be Cryptic Tap. Nope. Opponent's on 2 mystery cards. Ooh, Resto. Resto block Vengevine. Resto block Bloodghast. Okay. So we're still going to get him for 5 here. Put him to 10. Red hair. I have some Irish heritage, but I am not red-headed. I do not have the red hair. Was not blessed with the red hair. Bridge. Schluting. All right, hold up. What are we doing here, chat? We're mashing and then looting, I guess. Is Colonnade gonna get up in here too, maybe? I probably still should have looted the bridge. It's just then he's maybe tempted to just trade Resto or trade Colonnade. Yeah, so Colonnade's gonna get up in here. So that's exactly what happens. Second main, all looting. Try to set something up. Bridge. I know. I can't cast either of my spells in hand. They're greedy. The green and blue splash is greedy. We'll see if we... Another land brings back Bloodghast. Maybe gives us access to one of these two. We're not going to get access to both because we're... I mean, by and large, we are a black deck, right? You've got Bloodghast. You've got, like, Black Spell into Gravecrawler to consider. So there's a lot of reasons why the mana base is really, really black. And then more red than anything else, and then blue-green. Alright, does nothing. It's going to have haste. Let's get in with it. Opponent's only on 2 cards. Another Colonnade block. So we're going to make some zombies. He's planning to blow up the world. Ooh, Cataclysmic. So we keep a zombie token, right? Oh, okay. All right. No, I'm glad we had 2 bridges. Yeah, maybe we should be on 3rd bridge. If anything, the split is maybe 1-3-2 on the combo. Oh, we definitely overboarded. I just don't know what I would cut. I could maybe cut a feeder. Yeah, I do feel like the overboarding definitely happened. I definitely did do. Let's cut 1 Venge. Yeah, I definitely did overboard. All right, so let's bring in a bridge. Hogak. This is not a keep. It's crazy that we might actually take this match despite my mistakes. This hand is 3 colors, just a dude and a Thoughtseize. If I go to 5, is it going to be much better, though? We're on the draw. I'll take a trophy. Get green here. We've got the disruption for the Rest in Peace. Not Relic, but Rest in Peace we can. Speaking of which... He's got the Rest in Peace as well. All right, remaining hand was Oust. It's Oust. Discord didn't link. Well, I'm glad you're on there, Rosen. Thanks for joining. If anybody else in the chat hasn't joined the Discord, it's a great place to to discourse on, to discuss various. I might just play the carrion feeder instead of like trying to trophy the relic here. Yes, discourse. We have a discourse on Discord, and we talk about decks and stuff. You can link your lists there, and we can discuss them and such. And I put a lot of my lists on there. A lot of my lists these days, quite honestly, are here on the Stream Decker. I was gonna say, I think you can just like look at. There we go. Oh, that's gonna be my Twitch link. But there you can just go straight to the Stream Decker links from the Twitch page. There's actually a widget, and you can click on that, and you can find all the recent decks we've been jamming or playing or nonsense like this, Electro Dominance Bloodbraid deck I was thinking about playing. I probably should play Cliffs there. I just wanted to get the green without having to pay life for it, because I think I'm going to toast the Relic when he goes to Vendilion Click me here. In the draw step, I think I just toast the Relic so he doesn't get the value. Yeah. He can take looting, and we're very sad. We draw Vengevine, small consolation prize. So maybe he blocks here, maybe he doesn't. He decides not to. He still hasn't played the Blast Zone. I mean, my hope is that he attacks. Maybe I should actually have exiled. Oh no, we're gonna fetch anyway. It's fine. I was thinking about sacrificing to itself. So since Click attacked, I think we're safe to just get a nice attack in with this Vengevine. It's why we're running the second green source, so that I can hard cast these. It means I can't cast this Echoing Truth, but that's okay. I don't think the Echoing Truth matters yet. So green. Problem is this Click could just block this Vengevine. Snap opt. Okay. His hand was snap Blast Zone. I don't expect to win this match, by the way, chat. I mean, like the relic build is very relevant. I think maybe some more blue white's going to switch over to what is happening here, because that was pretty good. That was pretty good game one. We didn't get a free game one, which like even with the surgical build of blue white, like we sometimes get a free game one, but it looks like our free wins are over. It's a tough match. It is difficult. It is difficult indeed. We drew a lot of lands. Although my opener I kept was a little land heavy. Alright, so we're 2-2. Let's win the next one. I mean, even with just 2 wins, we get half of our buy-in back just due to the new structure of leagues. So I'm happy to bring you this content even at a slight loss, just so we can collectively we get to see if Hedron Crab maybe could do something in the list. We really didn't see them tonight. So you got a list for me to look at, Rosen? Caleb was playing it. Highly recommend it. What, just like zombies? We'll keep this on the back of this looting. Yeah, just like zombies. Okay. Like a rally zombies. That's cool. Yeah, Undead Augur draws you a lot of cards for sure. It's neat. Reaver? Oh man. Okay. All right. That looks like fun. I don't know if I would play that, but that looks like sweet. Does have a combo kill because of the servants, or does it actually go infinite? Is there actual infinite here, or is you're just talking about just? I don't see like infinite combo. Um, I do see like lots of. I mean, just at first glance, I don't see a infinite combo. You seen like 50 damage? That's crazy. No, I believe you. That's sweet. Looting. Oh, nice. Okay, so pitch a Hogak, pitch bridge. Playing it in the Super League. Oh no, they had the land drop. Light up the stage. So their next turn is pretty laid out for us. We know what's coming. So let's supply her first. You got to get this Hogak in play. It's a bunch of altars just hit the bin. If I fetch in a basic to play feeder, can we hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. So let's I mean I guess I could exile the Hogak in my hand as well. We don't have to use the Hogak that's in the graveyard, of course. If we want to keep the looting that's in the graveyard, I could play the Hogak that's in my hand, but this gives us more value off this next looting to have it the one that's in the hand. And I don't think we're going to be... This game's not going to go long enough for us to be flashbacking the... yeah. Now, I could have cracked the supplier with the feeder, right, before I played... Or no, we already played land. I'm just going to kick it back. We probably will crack this supplier, though, to the feeder. Alright, Soul Scar. I mean, we're already at 13. I mean, they dealt us some pretty significant damage. So we're bolting face with the opponent. I mean, we don't get an easy win, easy life, right? Because most of our altars are gone now. But we should have like essentially a vigilant Hogak, right? Like we looting, get neonate. So let's dump some fetches. In order to get the neonate out, we'd have to take a lot of damage. I don't want to do that against Burn. Essentially Burn. He's like glorified Burn. I think we just swing. We'll probably lose the bridge though in the process, but we'll just deploy another Hogak. We got a blocker too, so I think we'll be okay. So no blocks. Oh, you know what though? I can't actually play the other Hogak. Simply because I should have left this feeder back. I could shock to play Neonate. I can also have the feeder sacrifice himself. Oh no, I just sacrificed the Hogak. What am I doing? Derp. If I'm just planning to play the other Hogak. Because I don't think he's going to toast one of his own creatures to exile bridge there. Maybe he's supposed to. I don't think that he would. So let's just get this guy back out there. Get on back out there, Hogak. We need you. And let's play this tapped. Morphos, that's scary. Maybe I am dead. Like, I only have one blocker. Depending on what he draws, we might just be dead. Lava Spike me. I can sacrifice Feeder to himself to produce another blocker, which is very relevant. Okay, he redrew with Islet. That's a good sign that we might not be dead. Yeah, let's not forget about that, chat. I can produce a blocker here. He can sacrifice himself. Sacrifice himself to himself. He can eat himself. Yeah, we totally respect that. There's no reason. There's no reason not to respect. Do a respectful block here. I mean, sometimes you get all the value you need to out of a bridge. Does bridge not see tokens? No. So the thing about bridge is, should one of his creatures die? Oh, does bridge not see tokens as far as making more tokens? Yes, that would be ridiculous if you could make more tokens off of tokens. So whenever a non-token creature is put into the graveyard, we get to make a zombie. Yeah, that'd be insane, Margro. That'd be insane. The life gain's very relevant on Torgar in this matchup. The wounds are nice. The mono red variation runs, I think, Ravenous Trap. Let me find their list. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Shouldn't be too hard to find it. We got 2 minutes. So the mono red Phoenix variation looks kind of like, sort of like this. Tormod's surgical. Okay, so those are kind of the way they want to fight. Dispel hits. Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why I like the blue splash. Is this gives us not just testing out Crab, but this gives us some sideboard dispels, useful on their burn spells, but also useful on Ravenous Trap. It'll hit surgical without us taking a million. You know, we don't have to play Thoughtseize necessarily. Might play the Therapist. Nature's Claim. Yeah, I mean, like, that would be the fastest way for us to answer Tormod's Crypt is Claim. Maybe we should play it. How else do we want to answer Nature's Claim? I mean, the benefit of Trophy is this hits their threats and it hits sideboard stuff I kind of have to answer. I don't want to overboard, though, which I'm already kind of doing. Aren't I? Torgars, free spells. We don't necessarily need to go as big as Vengevine to win this matchup anyway. Let me do this 5. So that means staying combo against them. I do like to stay combo against Burn. I mean, Mono Red Phoenix, I mean. Trophy Overclaim. Yeah, if you want to help me sideboard next game, absolutely, Margroth. I appreciate any assistance. We're gonna mulligan this. We're gonna mulligan this too. I think we're gonna keep here. I should top this, but we need red source. We need green source. I should top this though, because this gives us. This swamp gives me most of my hand except for the trophy. No, you're fine, Margroth. I hope you didn't take my comment that way either. I was merely saying, if you want to help me sideboard next game, I appreciate it. Sorry if that came off as rough and tough. It was not my intention. Yeah, but I know some streamers, like, they don't want help or whatever. I mean, we're all here to learn and get better, so I think that kind of defeats the purpose if I'm going to be proud. Right? Hiya. This 5 is kind of weak from us, but maybe opponents isn't much better. It's got to be like a surgical over there. Maybe we're gonna get to dispel it. Shoulder Mage. Opponent buying Fire Islets because maybe they're thinking of transitioning into Blue-Red Phoenix? Maybe. It's thinking ahead, right? That's good. Thinking ahead. Hoop-ha. Tax. Eat the supplier, I think, is fine. Well, there's Torgar. Maybe he rests his soul. We're not getting that one back. Yeah, see you, Amber. You have a good night. Thanks for sticking around. I know it's tough for you being in a different time zone like that, but I appreciate you still tune in, Amber. Seriously. That's amazing. Is this just Manamorphose? No. It usually leads to pretty ridiculous turns from them. It's kind of like time walks them if I dispel. Which I think is worth the dispel. I mean, sure, there's like surgical and stuff like we're trying to hit with that dispel, but I think making their turn like just attack with a 2-power creature is pretty good. Land gives me looting. I can also just trophy the mage now. He's at 14, so sacrificing the Bloodghast is not correct just yet. Let's attack for 4, then eat the Bloodghast, play the land, get the Bloodghast back. Then we can eat it again, get it back again. There's a lot of synergy we can do here that I should maximize, right? So we can eat the Bloodghast, bring it back. And then if we use the trophy, we can do it again. Actually, maybe I should have eaten my Bloodghast again just because of Bolt. Before he untapped, I think I should have. Yeah. Ooh, a Braid. Oh, actually, I can play around this. Yeah, Rosen, you saw it. We can do it again. And then we can also kill their dude. Nom 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 nom. Thank you, Bloodghast. Delicious. Delicious Bloodghasts. Delicious. Maybe I shouldn't, though. Because, like, if I toast his mage and he just gets to bolt the feeder, this whole play is for naught. And it's possible that he has another burn spell that hits feeder in his hand. Is this surgical? Ooh, gut shot. Okay, we are going to lose the feeder. Rough. I guess we are just killing this Soulscar mage. Sack it to itself. Why? Don't let him get the satisfaction. I mean, we're killing his dude too, so. What are our best draws? Nope, can't cast that. Looked like he was trying to cast I'll think of it. Oh, hey, Hogak. Hey there. Hi there, Hogak there. We need a red source or yeah, actually I don't have any Gravecrawler here. Did I cut them? I shouldn't be cutting them now that we're only on 2. Yeah, that's a mistake. I shouldn't be cutting because we're already on just 3 copies. Yep, now we're gonna die to this Swift Spear. We're never gonna see Tormod's Crypt. Well, this is game 2, so I'm not in love with how I sideboarded, right? We brought in the Dispels, which I liked. Cut too many Gravecrawlers, which I didn't like. We also cut all our venges, so maybe we should bring that back in on the play. Don't get me wrong, I like the Torgar, I like the Dispels. I think maybe some of the other stuff we did was maybe a little overkill, right? These. Oh no, I think Wound is good though. Welp. Sometimes that's how the Hogak crumbles. But next game will be. I mean, he's obviously mulliganing for some graveyard hate, but he kept it as 5. Oh, okay. Yep, light up the stage. Why wouldn't you do that first? Oh yeah, he needed to cause the damages. Whoa, Blister Coil, that's sweet. Oh, Bedlam Reveler? Oh man, yeah, we're dead. We're very dead. Wow. Kozilek's Return. Interesting. Grafdigger's Cage. Okay. That gives me some life to work with. No, it doesn't. He's the one getting the life. Is there a 1 card out to this? Not really. Like I would need like land for Bloodghast. Have to take damage here. Go to bolt range. Oh boy. Looting. Dump the Hogaks, lose the game. There's our lands. Alright. I mean, we're only an 18 land deck. That's a lot to see at the end there. That sucks for us. Okay, so we did do a little bit of overboarding. I want to try to squeeze. I don't know about the crabs. So we've seen Grafdigger's Cage. Maybe we want shenanigans. I don't even think Thoughtseize is that awful in this matchup. It's not great, obviously. I shouldn't have cut the extra Gravecrawler. Okay, so maybe something more like this. Let's cut... let's see, what are we cutting? I mean, I'd like to keep the whole combo in, the pure combo, but maybe we just don't have room for that. Cut a bridge? I feel like I rarely cut bridge. If anything, I would cut altars or I would cut Hogaks first before I cut bridges. I mean, if we don't mind giving up the infinite combo, we can cut some of those pieces. Like, I'll usually cut like this first. Well, he's got all his hate now. That's true. Maybe like this is better. I mean, I'll even sometimes do like 3-2-2. That gives us room for some number of Vengevine if we want it. It gives us room for some hand hate if we want it. Mono Red has poor hate though. See, that's the thing. That's what I'm thinking too, is like maybe I only cut a little bit. Alright, let's try that. You think Venge is good in the matchup? This is kind of mediocre. This is a little bit better. And you can make an argument that you never want to slim on Altar just because it can find the other pieces to the combo. There's truth in that. But if you don't have multiple bridges and Hogaks, it's never going to go off. So you need either 2 Hogak and a whole lot in your graveyard, or you need 2 bridges and 1 Hogak. I'll keep here. Honestly, Altar's the best card in the deck. Oh, no disagreements there, Rosen. No disagreements. So we kind of need that second land. We could try to risk it. I don't think I do. I think I'm just happy that we found second land off of this 6. It's gonna hurt, but actually, there's a lot of different ways I could have sequenced that, right? Like, I'm just trying to get Bloodghast out, but it didn't really matter. There's Bridge. Beater. So I can block Sacrifice here, which is probably what I'll do. Yeah, Stitcher's great here. We block Sacrifice. Try to go off next turn. Spike me. Sucks to. I mean, we don't have the basic mountain in this list for a long time, so it's not uncommon that I'll take a little bit more damage against these red decks than I want to. But sometimes we still get there, regardless. Nom 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 nom. Bridge trigger. Look at some more cards. Surgical. Surgical my bridge. Is that what we have going on here? No? Okay. The fact that he's like pausing like every ability makes me a little nervous that there's surgical here. Maybe he's trying to grab Hogak instead. Suggests that there's like Ravenous Trap or surgical. I mean, he's stopping every trigger. I'm assuming it's Ravenous Trap. Why wouldn't it be? Just play your sideboard card, my man, if you have it. Go ahead and cast it. Maybe he just wants to bolt feeder. I mean, the Swift Spear got blocked, so he doesn't need to do it here anyway. This is more likely he's going after something in the graveyard, or the whole graveyard. I mean, he showed us Grafdigger's Cage, but alright, here we go. Yeah, the Swift Spear was blocked, so adding more spells is kind of moot. I think before we pass priority to this guy, just go ahead and do it. Yeah, it is a surgical. No, it's a bolt. Bolt where? Bolt. Bolt targeting Swift Spear. Okay, so he's trying to grab the bridge. I commend that. You know? He's bolting his Swift Spear. Alright. Well, actually, I should probably sack the feeder so that we have more cards in the yard to work with, right? Because we're trying to go off this turn. I actually am going to do that just for delve purposes. So he bolts his own Swift Spear. He needed to do it before the prowess would have saved the Swift Spear. I understand now. It all makes sense now, chat. Why he did what he did. Didn't make sense at the time. Makes sense now. So do we just alter here? I feel like we do because we could get there. I think we just try to get there. We did find bridge. Did I find a Gravecrawler? I did not. So, oh, okay. Opponent scoops. We actually couldn't have kept going there. So we end up with a saucy 3-2 despite playing against two of the decks in the format that have main deck Relic of Progenitus. As we still eke out a 2-3. And that's a precious, precious modern point. I don't think I'm going to make the next... I was ambitiously talking about playing the modern event where you need these points for next weekend. I don't think it's going to happen. I also have stuff going on that weekend, so I thought I thought I was free Saturday. I wouldn't have said that if I wasn't free Saturday. Sack both zombies for another bridge. Yeah, exactly. We sacked the 2 tokens. We sacked the Hogak. Try to piece it together. Nice. So that league didn't cost us any money, and it made us prizes. Cool. As far as like points are concerned. So I'm up to 22. It's 35, so I'm actually further away than... I mean, my points went up pretty quickly when I was first jamming the deck, and now like people have readjusted. So what are my thoughts? We didn't actually get to test the crabs. I think we've kind of ruined the meta base. I feel like the black cleaves are really tough to justify now that we have blue as well. I feel like it needs to be just a purely fetch land mana base. I might even want to run the basic mountain again, though. I think there's enough field and path running around that I actually want to run the basic mountain again. So yeah, let's bring back the basic mountain, but let's actually just make it like a completely fetch land mana base so we can pull off the greed 4-color. So just black fetches everywhere. Yeah. So one more black fetch. And do we want to switch into a different deck? What was the other deck we were working on last stream? Oh, it's 11:18. So I'm actually going to call it a night as far as... Let me say it this way. We're not going to play another league tonight. Thank you for coming for the league portion of the stream. We're going to do a little bit of brewing. I just want to see what decks I had pieces to already. Which of these decks did you guys want to see on the big screen? So I've got a few decks I was tinkering with in my stream decker. There's the Waterfalls deck. Why don't we just vote? Thanks for that button. Welcome to the Brew Spy show. Sorry, I am going to bed soon. How do I own 5 plateaus? Why wouldn't I? Foil MTG. Thanks for hitting that button. Welcome to the show. What do you guys want to see? The Eladamri's Emrakul, Planebound Red Prison, the Waterfalls deck, the Snoll Tie. What do you want to see? I also had a Bant deck I was working on. It didn't start as Reclamation, and then it went Reclamation. I was thinking I just wanted to play a Bant deck playing some of the new snow cards, right? So Bant now has not just IFC, so it doesn't just have Codal. Bant Colors also now has the 1 mana white removal in addition to Path. So I think that deck could actually be like a Bant, like mid-range, or like a Bant control. Could be kind of cool. I used to love some of those Bant lists that people were, yeah, let's just rebuild it in here. Snow Bant. I don't know how to blend those two together, so we're just going to call it Snow Bant. I think Bant's got some cool stuff going on. So, like, you want to see the Planebound deck? Okay, I can show you that real quick, Jade. But yeah, I think on Thin Ice and Codal in like a Bant shell could be kind of cool. Let me just put this together real quick so I have like a starting point. Yeah, Ice Fangs, Thin Ice, and then you kind of just go from there. These are some of the best snow cards to come out of that set. But yeah, let me open up the Planebound deck for Jade. So this is kind of what I came up with. It's just a glorified I don't know, download. It's just a glorified Red Prison, but it does have an infinite combo, which Red Prison really hasn't had. Just call it Snant, Schnant, Schno. Yeah, I don't know if I like the sound of that, Rosen. But this is a cool little combo. So you it's I always forget if it comes in as okay. So I think this is totally up your alley, Jade. Oh, Chandra box. I mean, I could build this for next stream. We could play it. I think this would definitely be a deck that Fluffy would love to play. I don't actually have that many mountains, do I? I mean, I have this art. It's maybe not what I want to play. But anyway, so I mean, 17 mountains might be too many. I've got a bunch of this one, apparently. 10 of these. We play a bunch of these bolus ones. So the combo, for those of you that aren't familiar with the combo, is, and I'm not sure about the sideboard plan, I just threw a bunch of rabbles in the slots I couldn't figure out as like a sideboard threat. But so most of your sideboard is dedicated to to Karn, right? You got some zeros, you got some moons, you got some spirit guides, they're part of the mana base. And what's neat here is I'm actually using Karn as something to spend the infinite mana on. So the problem, I guess, with this build is what you were talking about, Jade, was that I'm not really going to have... Okay, so let me explain the combo. I'm not doing a good job explaining it. Cloudstone Curio, right? Whenever a non-artifact permanent enters the battlefield under your control, you may return another permanent you control that shares a permanent type. Okay, planeswalkers are a permanent. So Planebound Accomplice, this is a new print, but it's actually playing both Accomplice and Goblin Engineer. But anyway, you may put a planeswalker from your hand on the battlefield for 1 red mana, sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. So we can, what's cool about that, Jade, is we can end step that. It's amazing how different our Planebound lists look compared. Oh yeah, it's coming together. So, I mean, this is still just a prototype though, Jade, in my mind. Like, I don't think this is there yet. But the cool thing here is if you're playing Chandra, Torch of Defiance, and things like Koth. So Chandra says she can plus for red mana. If we have 2 or more mountains out, Koth can -2 to add 2 mana. So we're making more mana than it's costing us to put the planeswalkers in, and because how Curio works, we can kind of bouncy castle the planeswalkers, right? If we actually just need to alternate between what? Between Karn and one of these planeswalkers, right? Or you can alternate between the two. How does it work with Legend Rule? I guess it doesn't work with Legend Rule. So you do need to pair either Chandra with Karn, or you need to pair Koth with Karn, or you need to pair Chandra with Koth. But I'm trying to think about what happens when you have these two together. There are 2 Chandras that do mana. What's the other one that does that makes mana? The new one that came out, that's coming out. Hit me with it, Margroth Light. I would be interested. Because like we do need to. I mean, maybe we should be greedy and like splash green, right? Melfina, so we also have Xenagos. But I think this is going to be fine, right? So Karn comes in, bounces Chandra. Chandra we can replay for 1 red. Chandra comes in, makes mana. Play Koth again off of the Accomplice. Bounce the Chandra, rinse and repeat. Bold Pyromancer is another Chandra that can do red. Bold Pyromancer. Pyromancer? Isn't that the She's been around, hasn't she? Maybe I just didn't think about her because she's a little bit more mana. Yeah, she's 6. But she does make mana. Oh, and she just kills them as we do the combo. She is modern legal. Her -3 deals 10 to target creature or planeswalker. She's not that great, though. I mean, if we just want to have a differentiation of planeswalkers, I really don't like her very much. Oh no, I know that we're putting it for free. I mean, if we're, I feel like I'd almost just rather have more Koth than playing Bold Pyro. Let me just think about what happens if we have like Chandra plus Koth or Koth plus Karn. So Koth comes in, I'm minus, I make mana. Great. Okay. So I made mana. We play Karn off of that. We put him in. We minus Karn, go get something. I mean, that just, like, if you pair Karn with either of these planeswalkers, you end up just with Mycosynth Lattice. I think the lower costs are fine. You play your deck with Koth. 15 mana till you get Karn. Then loop +1 Chandra. Because you can make 15 mana, then loop not 4 mana, but plus Chandra. Oh, okay. I'm with you. So Chandra's still the stronger. Maybe we should just be playing more of her. Like, maybe there should be a play set of her before we even play the first Koth, actually. Now, what happens if we have Chandra plus Koth? I mean, it still equates to just digging, right? So I think Chandra is the most important piece to this combo, period. Let's play 4th copy. And then maybe we cut Karn. Maybe we just cut Koth. Because Koth's just trying to do a pale impression of what she can do in the combo. But we want more of this effect than we want Karn's, right? Chandra is her own draw and mana engine. Yeah. And this is all under the pretense that we searched up a Curio through Karn or the Goblin Engineers already. So there's a lot of pretense there. Don't get me wrong, like, Koth's great in the deck. Koth's fine. Koth also makes infinite mana. As long as we have 2 or more mountains, he makes infinite mana. So I don't think we want to cut him from the list entirely, but I think Chandra is a bit better than him in more than one way. This would be sweet. Yeah, I think this deck's really cool. I think this is a really cool concept, giving an infinite kill to to Red Prison. I don't think it's great. I'd love to see Fluffy take this to the next level. I'm gonna maybe message this to him and see if this is a project that he wants to work on, because I'm sure he's gonna look at the list and be like, your numbers are all wrong, Brew Spy. That's fine. Yeah, I like the 4-1 split 3 Karns. Yeah, exactly. Like these are all curios, right? So we've got Karns can become curio, Goblin Engineer can become curio, and then of course the curio itself. So it's like you've got 8 copies of curio and then 5 infinite mana walkers. I mean, maybe we should play 2 Koth and cut something else. I don't know what else I'm supposed to cut. I like Goblin Engineer having all these different things to go fetch. Maybe we cut one of the 2 Trinispheres. I feel like we're a little soft to like combo though. Well, we got Chalice. Maybe we just want Trinisphere as a tutor target for Goblin Engineer. Maybe we just want this as a tutor target. Maybe this could be the second Koth. Fluffy Wolf. One of my... Oh, you don't know Fluffy? Oh, man. MDH. He's one of the 3 teammates of Modern Day Heroes. It started off as Evan and I and quickly grew to Fluffy, and I'm glad that it did. He's been a great help to Evan and myself. He knows his stuff, and yeah, I'm very thankful for him joining the team. So Modern Day Heroes, check those other streamers out, Margroth Light. If you haven't, if you like my content at all, you're probably gonna like them a lot. Maybe you like them more than me. Very possible. Very possible that you like them more than me, and that doesn't bother me. That's okay. That's what we're doing. We're trying to share our viewership and work together. They're good people. You doubt that? They're good dudes. They're good people. All right, I think the prison shell would answer the I can't ever find my dang accomplice. Yeah, because like we're just a solid red prison deck on the up and up. Truth. Yeah, this might be a good shell for you, Jade, to try. Let's get some ensnarings in here. Let me go with this art, I guess. So 3 main, 1 side. And maybe Trinisphere should just be a tutor target for Engineer and Karn. We do have the chalices, which I did make one of the chalices a Karn target. So it kind of look like this. And that would give me room for the second Koth. Which I think if you're going to play the playset of Accomplice, like, you want to do that, right? I guess what's cool about, like, the graveyard decks is in an emergency, I can play Accomplice. And then, well, if we have 4 mana, we might as well just play Karn and go get the Tormod's Crypt anyway. Oh, and you can see my hedge, can't you, Jade? Look at all the crypts I'm playing. One of the reasons is I just need cheap artifacts to pair with Engineer. So I'm just straight up playing the playset of Tormod's Crypt between the main and the side for Karn. So we'll have a reasonable matchup against some of these degenerate graveyard decks. That's a lot of crypt, right? 3 main, 1 side. Maybe one of these should be something else, like a welding jar to protect bridges. To be perfectly honest, maybe one of them should be a welding jar. I might do that. I like just like game 1 beating the graveyard decks as this deck. That when I watch Fluffy play this deck, I'm not trying. This is not a dig at Fluffy's lists or takes on this archetype. I'm just saying when I watch him play this list, I do see him relatively often lose to some of the degenerate, like graveyard shenanigans decks game 1, and then he beats them post board, right? But like I don't have as much room as he's dedicated to beating those decks, right? I have like an anger. So I feel like just winning that match game 1 and just using these as Goblin Engineer fodder is a small price to pay to not overload our sideboard, because I have like all these pieces I need to find for this combo, right? Like adding the curio, like the Karn board kind of takes over. Yeah. I mean, maybe I should be playing 3 Ravels, 2 Anger of the Gods. I usually see Fluffy, like, he likes to diversify his sweepers a lot just because of things like humans. Like, I'll see him play, like, Slag, Anger, Sweltering pretty often. It's not uncommon for me to see him do that. So, yeah, maybe. I like Sweltering in the main because it cycles. What's up, Wumbo? You're back. So this is Red Prison with an infinite combo. You're only giving up a few slots, right? Okay, so a lot of people have been trying Goblin Engineer and Red Prison. So like, what are we giving up to put an infinite combo into the deck, right? So most of the deck is solid. It's tested. It's normal. It makes perfect sense, right? This part of the deck, perfect sense, right? Even the heavy on the crypts. I mean, that's not unusual for like a Goblin Engineer mono Red Prison, right? The only things that are unusual, I'll say this, like card for card, is the Curios, right? That's a little unusual, right? But this is what enables the infinite. And then the Karns aren't unusual. 3 Karn is pretty normal for this deck. This is all normal. This is all normal. Chandra as a 2 of, usually, that's perfectly normal. Whoa, weird. Perfectly normal. I think you might not be able to test this version, but you really like it. Yeah, I worked on this a little bit, and I don't want to take credit for it because like the shell I use is like pretty tried and tested, right? Like most of the deck, except for this 5 and the fact that we have mainboard Koth. I mean, sometimes you'll see like 1 Koth in the main. So like these extra Planeswalkers, that's where the deck's a little bit different. We're a little bit heavier on the Planeswalkers because they enable that combo. Maybe we're gonna bring it back a little bit. Maybe I'm gonna play like a roast or something. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna. I mean, like Fluffy plays, for example, a bunch of rituals in his list when he plays this. Like he'll play a place at a desperate writ first, then he starts thinking about simians and this and that. I mean, so maybe what I'll find is this take on the deck is just too slow, and we need to cut like a Koth, we need to cut a Crypt, and then these become rituals. I'm not sure yet, chat, to be perfectly honest. I also don't know how many accomplices you want to play, because the problem is the combo is what? It's accomplice, curio, and 2 planeswalkers, right? That's a lot of pieces. Yeah, I mean, it's a ton of pieces. I mean, at least he's a 1/3, so he blocks okay. If we have multiple Karns, like we can just play one out for the cheap and go get the thing we want with it, and then it just dies. We can just, if we don't have enough mana, but we just want like the removal off of Chandra, we can do that. I mean, like these modes are fine. I think Koth is the one that's the weakest if I just cheated it out just to use one of his abilities for a turn and wasn't planning to combo. So like the 2 pieces I could maybe cut to make room for the rituals would be like these 2. I could see these 2 slots becoming rituals. Your prison with alternate win. Yeah, I mean like this would win faster. Like this silly wombo combo wins faster than us just trying to lock them out and hoping that that's good enough, right? So the benefit of having an infinite combo is kind of cool. And of course, like Prison like loves having Karn anyway because they can get to 6 mana and they can just do that. So like I think Fluffy would tear this apart and say, well, but I wouldn't actually do that. But it's kind of cool to have the meme, you know. Combo replaces the Rabble's Legions. Yeah, I mean, he's usually just trying to race. And like you can see that I have him in the board, some number of them I'm going to maybe play in the board because I do respect how quick this clock is. Opponents like will bring out a lot of their removal and then that's like the thing. I don't want to say his build is wrong because I don't think that it is. But it always bothered me that he had a bunch of them in the main board when really I feel like you just want to invalidate your opponent's removal. Sure, there's Chalice. Chalice is going to shut off some of the removal that's going to hit these Rabbles. But I don't know. I've also seen him have basically turn 1 wins from Rabble, though. I also watch him lose. Yeah, it's tough, right? So you could lock out their removal for Rabble, but like a lot of the decks, they're going to have not just 1 mana, they're also going to have 2 mana removal, right? So me personally, I like this as a sideboard plan. I always have for these mono red decks because like your opponent's going to have to board in like a bunch of artifact removal, enchantment removal, ways to fight planeswalkers, right? So they have to sideboard significantly to fight on the axis that we're fighting on. And then all of a sudden you like bring in like a few of these and it's like, oh, you know. So that's just my 2 cents. Again, like if I did make room for Desperate Ritual, it would probably be the second Koth. Yeah, it'd probably be second Koth and maybe one of the Tormod's crypts. Something like this maybe would be better. I usually see like 5 rituals from him. So like a lot of the deck is dedicated to what? It's dedicated to mana. right? So now there are cool little cutesy things we can do. Like you can like with Curio. I was just trying to think about the other bleh, let me get my words out. The other reason I'm a little heavier on creatures than you might normally see this deck is because Curio can reset Engineer, which I think is super cool. Like if I hardcast Simian Spirit Guide with Curio out, I can return the Engineer. Um, Curio does not trigger with artifacts. It does say whenever a non-artifact, so there's no synergy there. But we can. There's no synergy with like Blood Moon either, unfortunately, with this card. Like there's no other enchantments. But I do think it's kind of cool that I get to reset the engineer. Planebound, you don't have to worry. It's not a tap ability. Right. So if I have 4 mana and we have all the other pieces to the combo, we just go off. You can also put the Planeswalker into play during the end step, like for the combo, which I actually really appreciate. I think it's kind of nice, right, Jade? Because it says at the beginning of the next end step. So like during your like you just play this guy, say go during their end step, cheat in Chandra or Koth or whatever during their end step, and then next turn go off. Um, so I think that's kind of cool. I like that idea. It's weird when like the Planeswalker does that. Like the art gets blacked out. It's weird. But yeah, maybe this is like the better build. Like another sweeper, just differentiation for humans. I usually see a braid in these lists as well. So that's something else that I probably should squeeze into here somehow. Um, yeah. Usually some number of a braid. What about Pyroclasm? Oh, because it doesn't hit Planebound. That's an interesting idea. I can get behind that, Melfina. Could get behind that. Full art Pyro. Oh yeah, full art's not on Moto, is it? I don't think they have it on here. Do you believe there is? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a full art Pyroclasm exists though in Magic. So I remember having one in paper. This one has a watermark on it. So yeah, maybe that's good. Maybe our split of sweepers will be Anger Pyro, Sweltering, a couple of braids. We got to make a cut somewhere. I mean, maybe just cut Koth entirely. I don't think you want to though. I think you want another Planeswalker that enables the infinite combo that you don't mind just drawing when you don't have the combo. I don't think you would cut an Accomplice because like that's kind of what the deck's trying to do. But maybe you would. Maybe I would be comfortable cutting one Accomplice. Because I think Engineer is stronger as a playset, and like he doesn't actually do anything unless we have this and one of these and like I have to have two of this 8, and I have to have this, right? I'm not trying to say it's impossible for me to assemble, but when you have a combo that's 3, technically 4 pieces, I don't know if I want the playset of Accomplice, you know, because I need this. We have a lot of ways to get the Curio. I'm not worried about finding Curio. I'm worried about finding and keeping alive 2 Planeswalkers. I would take out Koth over Accomplice. Yeah, I think to make room for something like a braid. Thank you for that follow, by the way. I missed you. Abaco. Welcome to the Bruce by the Magic Guy show. Science rules. No, you would keep Koth, play 3 Accomplice. I'm with you. I think that's right. I'll screenshot it. If you guys want to play it, by all means do. I don't even know if we need the 2 Citadels. I just wanted to make sure that I have the like. I feel like these voids are also really greedy. There's also that desert that sacrifices to exile your opponent's graveyard that I really like. I've seen Fluffy play Scavenger's Ground, and I really like it. I mean, if you also count the Simians, we have a lot of red sources, right? There's 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 red source. In fact, like with the 2 rituals, like how much of this deck is dedicated to mana? That's another knock I have to the deck. 28. So I don't think I want to cut any special lands, actually. I think our red count's actually better than I give it credit for, right? Desperate Writ is also fixing for red. Like we can go from only 1 red source to multiple red sources for like Sweltering or Chandras and stuff, Anger. So I think you want to try to get a lot of utility out of your mana base. I think Scavenger's actually a lot better than some of these other things. I don't even think I care about the Scry on the Void. I think I want that, actually. Can you sack Darksteel to Goblin? Yes, that's why I'm playing Darksteels. Goblin Engineer can sacrifice the Citadel. So like you want to have a certain number of like cheap artifacts that we're happy to sacrifice to Goblin Engineer. So the ones I'm playing Ratchet Bomb, Spyglass, Chalices, Citadels, and Crypts. So you want to have a certain amount of food for Engineer. This might not even be enough food for Engineer. And of course, like if you have like a bridge you don't need or like I mean these are just a little bit more expensive, so you want to have some cheaper food for Engineer. So I'm running like 9 cheap artifacts to sacrifice to him. Now this list isn't what? So sure it's got a meme, right? But it's not playing trash for treasure like I was with my other lists. I wouldn't try to do both accomplice and trash for treasure in the same list. Would scavenger grounds be better than blast zone though? Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah, blast zone's excellent too. Maybe I just don't even want to bother with the meme of occasionally having the gemstone. I feel like I mean, yes, it comes up. Yes, it's powerful when it comes up, but like the fact that it's legendary, I don't like running multiples of it. Personally, I could see getting greedy and maybe trying a blast zone. I realize now that we actually have more red sources than I thought we did. So like maybe we run it with 16 mountains and play like a blast zone, greedy blast zone. Like remove like this effect I don't think is as important for us as just naturally having scavenger grounds. Um, and I don't even know if we need the double dark steel. Like I'm not sure how many dark steels we need for like I don't know how many cheap artifacts I need yet for Goblin Engineer to be perfectly honest. I mean if we can cut some number of dark steels then yes, I'll play more Blast Zone probably. But as it stands I think I like the number of cheap artifacts I have for engineer. Like you don't really want to run this guy if you don't have a plethora. And like you can't always sacrifice the like I won't always have enough mana to justify sacrificing Citadel, or I won't always have a chalice that's dead or useless. I won't always have, crypts and stuff. So like I feel like I don't want to go down from 8 or 9 cards. All right, Margroth. Yeah, you have a good night. I'll play a Blast Zone. Abaka. I'll play it. All right, so I'm gonna hit the hay. Thank you guys for coming to the Brew Spy Show today, and I'm gonna host you over to another stream. So don't go away. I see there's about 30 of you guys in there. Let me see if there's another sweet, uh, ideally modern streamer, but whatever. Okay, so Conley's playing, for example, Planebound Accomplice. My teammate is playing Grixis. I'm gonna host you guys over to my dear teammate Evan. Say hello for me, guys. Tell him what we played tonight. Let him know we played crabs tonight. All right, I'll see you guys. Say hi to Evan for me. Who's on Planebound? Conley Woods. It's his Twitch username's Conley81. Jade Conley81. All right, I'll see you guys on the next Brew Spy, the Magic Guy. Oh, thanks for that, Jade. Yeah, you too. All right, I'll see you guys.